Just chill, Carter. Chill. Okay, well. We do live by the airport. But anyway, or a direct flight by the, direct to the airport there. Anyway, we're gonna do a short video today about how to make a Euro mount, and it's going to be a long process, but I've already started. And to start, what you need to do is cut as much skin and as much meat off as you can before you put him in the water. And he's been boiling now for probably about an hour. It's going to take a lot longer, and what I'll need to do is once all the meat is real tender, I can pull his bottom jaw off. And when I pull his bottom jaw off, then he'll sit down deeper in the water, and we can get the stuff around the antlers down here. But like I said, what I did is I just took a sharp fillet knife and just cut all the skin off I could, and all the meat off that I could. And oh, by the way, I killed this deer this morning. I didn't take my GoPro with me. I probably should have. But if you look at him, he's got some crazy features.
Right there on the back, his antler goes like into his skin.
Yeah, he's a real non-typical. But I don't know if you can see that. The back of his antler is a drop tine all the way back down to the top of his head. You can see it now, this knot over here. He's still got some skin on the back of that antler. He hadn't shed all of his velvet there because he couldn't get to it, I guess, to rub it off. But it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. Non-typical. He doesn't have a whole lot of mass on that broken antler. The messed up one, but he's pretty good. And what you want to do is make sure to get as much water in there as you can. And you'll probably have to boil him.
Tell them where you get these.
About 3 hours. But yeah, I bought this
from Bass Pro Shop.
From Bass Pro Shop. It was on sale for like $29.99 or something.
And he was gonna get it for oysters and clams and stuff.
Yeah, I bought it because we live down here near the coast for oysters and clams. But he is a funny, crazy looking buck. And he's got chocolate antlers.
Chocolate boys.
Yep.
Chocolate.
I got another one in the house last year. Was it last year? Got a chocolate. But and shot him at the same hole down the long lane. And he was about 80 yards away. They piled up about 30 yards in the woods.
The fire's still going big.
Yeah.
We got little man here. Right here. Little man.
Get back on it. Get back behind it. We'll have a thumbnail for the video. Let's see if I can Alright. Hold on. Get down there again. Okay, it's day 2. I had to get me a bigger pot so I could stick his head all the way under the water so you can get that stuff out from around the bottom of the antlers. And I've just lit the fire, so it'll be a couple more minutes before we start getting hot again. And then let's show you this. I got this from Ollie's. It is a pressure washing attachment that you can put on the end of your hose pipe, and it's got a wide spraying tip there and a small round tip right there that you can replace it with if you wanted just a small round, you know, hard water shot there. The fan works pretty good, but once we get all the meat and everything to where it's going to fall off, we can take the pressure washer attachment and rinse and wash all the stuff off, and you can stick it up in the brain cavity and rinse all the brain stuff out too, so it works pretty good. We're going to cook a little while longer and then we'll be back. Okay, this is how far we've gotten. We've got some stuff hanging off and stuff falling off and all that. There's the top of his mouth palate. It just kind of peels off. I feed that to the dogs. They say, I love that stuff. That's good. And all this meat, it's still a little tough. Yeah, it's gonna have some more boiling. But yeah, if you can pick as much of it off as you can, it helps. Some people use gloves, you know. I grew up the old way, you just use your hand. Wearing no glove. Yeah, see, that ain't even done yet. Look, it's still pink. Might have to stick that one back in there. But the water's hot. Just about to start boiling again. And we'll check him in a little while. Okay, here's some optional tools you might want to have on hand. There's of course two different kinds of knives. One's a real stiff blade, and this is a Danko. It's got a fillet blade on it. It's kind of, you know, where you can bend it, bendable. Couple of different spring hooks. There's one like that, and a little stiffer one. It's got some, this one's got an end piece on the end, got some hemostats, small cutting scissors. Got a flat blade screwdriver just for some, you know, to loosen stuff off the side of the bone. Pair of pliers. These are duckbill. That way you can grab hold of stuff and pull it out. Alright. And I'll be doing a little bit here in just a second. That's a dang neck bone there, ain't it? Okay, and while we were making this skull mount, we decided to go hunting in a couple of different places, you know. One of them was the club, of course. That's where I do most of my hunting, and then behind the house a couple of times. But we'll see. We got in late. It's 4:45 and we're at the pond stand. We're gonna see if a deer will come out this afternoon. Maybe try to call in a buck. Okay, we're still here. This is Thursday. Shot this buck on Tuesday, and we started boiling him Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon. Started on it, had to turn it off and quit, and I come back yesterday Yesterday I sat here most of the day and got most of it off. So here's what it looks like now. And you can see it's kind of white. It's not really white, it's a little yellowish, but it's clean. The back side has still got just a little stuff right in these holes and places right here. I'm gonna warm it up today and see if I can finish picking all this stuff off. I might have to pick it off with a pick or something. But I sprayed the nasal cavity out real good. That's something you got to do, spray that nasal cavity out real good and the brain hole. If you don't, then you'll have some of that stuff and it could smell, possibly, you know, when it gets time. What I'm also going to do is get some borax. I got some borax in the house. I believe we still got some left, and that borax we're going to put in here, make a paste and put all over it, and it'll dry up any of that other small stuff too. It'll dry all this kind of stuff up, and it'll make it where it won't smell. The borax really helps in I guess it'll actually clean it and clean all the oils and stuff off the actual skull, because there's a lot of fatty oils and stuff that's on it. And once I get all that off, then I'm gonna have Lexie paint me a picture on it, like my other ones inside. I'll have to show you those in the house if you hadn't seen them. But that's the plan. There's some little stuff in some holes here too, so I'm gonna warm it up one more time. And then we'll hit it with the pressure hose again. I'd call it a pressure washer, but it ain't a pressure washer, it's just a hose fitting, or a hose in. Okay guys, I forgot to mention there is an ear canal right here, and I've broke this side off already. There was a lot of meat inside of it that you really couldn't get to with anything else, but I've got my little picks I'm working with trying to get most of this meat out. But behind that ear canal right here was a bunch of meat, and see over on this side, I've pulled a bunch of it out on this side already. And but I took and just stuck, you can see the hole that goes into the auditory canal right there. I'm sorry, I got it pointed to the wrong direction. Okay, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a hole right here, and this goes down in behind his head right here. And what I did on the other side was just stick my hemostats in there and just kind of broke it out. And that way you can get all that meat behind that ear canal. But so far it's looking good. I've got most of this part done. You can see there's some stuff trying to come out of his brain right there too that we got to pull out. So any of this stuff we can pull out, we're gonna pull all that out. And I think that's about got it in there. There's a couple more places in there that I'm gonna have to reach up in there and get it. And after we do this, we're gonna clean it real good with some borax. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep working on the back side here. And it's going right back down in the pot again. Probably going to give it about another 30 minutes or so, and then hit it with the water again with the sprayer. Okay, finally done with it now. This is the finished product. This is my skull. It's all clean. The next thing I'm going to do is buy some borax and make a paste with the borax and just rub it all over it. Shoot it inside, and that way it'll dry up and kill any smells or anything like that that may be in the bone. And there's a lot of oils and stuff, and there's still a little bit of stuff that I couldn't quite get out. But you know, like there's a hole with something in it right there. That borax, what it'll do is it'll dry all of it up, and it'll dry it up to where it'll just, you know, either fall out or it won't be smelly or nothing like that. And it looks like a funny crack right there behind his eye. Well, this side's just like it, right there behind his eye. But there you go, that's how you boil all the stuff off of a skull. Next, we just gotta whiten it or do whatever we want to. I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna have Lexie paint this one, so it's not gonna matter if it's white or not. Because when she paints it, she paints the whole skull. You know, she paints the whole everything. But that's what I got. Thank you. Let me know what you think.